Good evening, guys, and Happy New Year to all of you out there, and welcome back to 2017 Periscopes. I hope you've all had a good weekend. So as usual, we're going to start off. Our topic of today is the ultimate goal. So let's watch a short little video, and I hope you enjoy this.
So I go out, and I do really well. I go out this one day, and I out power by my instructor. I'm feeling really proud. The next day, I'm not feeling so proud. I keep putting the ball in the water again. I'm so frustrated. Put down another one. Put down another one. I don't care. I don't care what my score is. Let's do it. And finally, I was getting frustrated. He's going things like, ain't it a bitch? This is golf. And I'm going, bull. I said, you're a terrible instructor. I said, because I should at least be consistent at whatever shitty level I can achieve. I said, I know I'm not Tiger Woods, but I should be able to be consistent. And you're just telling me it's difficult. Telling me it's difficult is not helping. Tell me what to do. He said, well, actually, you're only a little bit off. I said, could have fooled me. He said, no, you're about a millimeter or two off. I said, you're joking. He said, no, watch this. He said, I didn't teach you this yet. He said, when you approach the ball like this, he said, if you change the angle that you're attacking this just 1 or 2 millimeters, in the very beginning, do you see how that changes the arc? This one, instead of being on the green, by 1 millimeter, now you're in the water. 1 millimeter over here, you're in the sand. He said, and also you're hitting the ground by 1 millimeter sometimes. You're not stroking it, just 1 millimeter. I thought, what a great belief system that when all hell's breaking loose and nothing's working, that you're only 1 millimeter off. Because most people think it's impossible, so they give up. Isn't that true? And in real life, it's true. So 2 days later, I'm going to see one of my clients. I do a lot of coaching, and I have a man who's the top plastic surgeon in the world. He's going through some tough times in aspects of his life. But this is a guy that gets paid by Sultan of Brunei $1 million to fly over and do 3 people's faces. He is the #1 plastic surgeon in the world. He can make anyone who's ugly look spectacularly beautiful. He showed me pictures of a woman who's 84 years old. He made her look 40 and gorgeous, no exaggeration. But you know what? I'm waiting for him in his office, and he's still in surgery. So he's got a new book he's creating to teach other surgeons around the world. And I'm going through it, and it's got pictures of, the top 100 supposedly most beautiful women in the world's faces. And then men. I wasn't paying attention to that one. I just kept turning the pages, right? But I noticed something. He's got all these measurements. And he has mathematically calculated what it takes to make someone look gorgeous, man or woman. And it's a few millimeters. Interesting. For example, on a woman, the distance between the top part of your lip and your nose, this little distance, the measurement of that, if you're beautiful, gorgeous, is the same size as your eye. If it's 1 millimeter more, you have an average face. If it's 2 millimeters more, you are butt ugly. Okay. The difference between butt ugly and gorgeous is 2 millimeters. He's got about a dozen of these little 1 or 2 millimeter changes he makes, and it's a different person. It is unbelievable. So a very powerful belief to leave today with would be, nothing's working, I'm 1 millimeter away. What little thing got to change, and when I do, it changes everything. Because I'm heading this direction, I make this little shift, you take that out an hour from now, a day from now, a week from now, a month from now, you have a totally different destination from that direction.
So guys, that's the crux of it. I mean, as we go through today's stream, what am I going to try and get across to you is very simple. It's 2017, it's the start of the new year, it's almost the end of January. What goal, what 1 millimeter change are you going to make this year, today, to become successful? So that's what I want you to think about as we go through the stream and as we get to the end of the stream. Find that 1 millimeter. More importantly, I'm going to help you. I'm going to take you through, not just how to set a goal or, the basics of a goal, but I'm actually going to take you through my goals. I'm going to show you what my goals are for 2017, and I'm going to explain to you how to make your goals more effective. So let's get into it. Now, most of you have got this. You did this wonderful thing called New Year's resolution, and you've written down a whole bunch of things you want to achieve this year. And by the end of January, guaranteed, that'll be in a drawer somewhere. It'll be packed up. It will be collecting dust. Guaranteed. 99% of people, this is the case. Now, I'm going to show you a process to avoid having, just putting this into the cabinet after a couple of weeks. Now, where it all begins, all right, you need to define what exactly is your New Year's resolution. What is it? Do you want to be a millionaire this year? Do you want to, finally be able to buy that Rolex watch? Do you want to, do your best time in a marathon? What is that exact goal? So it needs to be exact. You must write it down in layman's terms. I want to be a millionaire. I want £1 million in my bank account by the end of the year. Now, most people stop there. That's where they get to. They write this down, a whole bunch of goals, and that's where it ends. Now, I want to just show you a small way you can change your goal setting that will allow you to actually be able to manage and ultimately achieve those goals. So first and foremost, every single goal you have must in one sense or another be process orientated. And I'm going to show you, when I show you an example, I'm going to show you what I mean by process orientated. So for instance, if we take the first example on the list there, lose weight. Now, lose weight, there is a process that you can attach to that goal. Now, just writing down lose weight, that's not good enough. You have to physically create the process in order to lose weight. Now, we all know that the basic elements of losing weight is increased exercise and, manage what you eat. So straight away, you go and write down a list. You go and write down a diet, a managed diet that you follow step for step for step. If you do this, you are just that one step closer to achieving your ultimate goal. Now the next thing, goals must be measurable. Why? Because when the times are tough, when you stand in front of that mirror and you're seeing no results, when times are you're stressed, you want to be able to lean on those measurable goals. You want to be able to see some tangible evidence that actually I'm getting closer towards what I want to achieve. Those goals need to be executable. Alright, what do I mean by that? In other words, you need to be able to have as much control in your hands as possible to achieve that goal. Right? If you're setting goals that are out of your control, i.e., I need a promotion, I need get a nice wonderful tan, or you have to set goals that are executable, that are under your control. If they're not in your control, there's no point in setting that goal because you're just going to disappoint yourself. And lastly, make your goals simple. Simple will mean effective down the line. Now, a goal doesn't have to necessarily be lose weight. A goal could be for 2 months, I don't want to drink any alcohol. Something so simple. But ultimately down the line, the spin-offs as a result of achieving something so simple will be tremendous. Now, I'm going to go through my goals with you, and I'm going to show you how just one of these goals will ultimately make me a better trader. So as you can see there, I've listed 4 goals. Now I've had these goals actually technically for about 5-6 months. Alright, so the first 3, process, patience, and productivity. Those are 3 sort of live by goals that I have. Without these, if I cannot achieve these first 3 goals on a day-to-day basis, I will not be successful on a day-to-day basis. So every single morning, the first thing I do when I get down and sit down is I write down process, patience, productivity, and control. If I can achieve every one of these 4 things on a day-to-day basis, I am guaranteed to be successful on that day. I might not make money, I might lose money, but guaranteed I will walk out of the office and I will feel satisfied because I have achieved my goal. Now, how do these goals, how do I actually, what does this goal mean, in other words, and how can you use, things like this to achieve your own goals? So the first one, I'm just going to go through process with you. Now, when I write down process, what do I actually mean? Well, the first thing is that I have a routine. Every single day, I arrive at the office at the exact same time. It's 6:32 a.m. There's no surprise, there's no secrets. It's 6:32 a.m. That's the time I get there. So I know straight away, by the end of the day, I can sit down and then at 5 o'clock when I do my debrief, I can say, did I arrive according to my routine? And if I did, I give it a tick. Then I need to read the fundamental rundown. I need to have my breakfast at 7:30 a.m. I need to ensure I never lose more than 30% before the cash open, or 30% of my allocated capital. I need to take a break at 11:30 a.m. I have to do a debrief come 5 p.m. and I need to do some form of exercise at the end of the day or during the day. Now, if I achieve all 8 of these step-for-step, process-orientated little goals, mini goals, ultimately, I give myself the big tick, which is today you achieved your goal of process. That's all it is, guys. Every one of those 8 every one of those 8 processes are in my control. They're 100% my decision, my choice. I can measure them easily. I can see, did I actually physically, take a break at 11:30? If I didn't, well, I failed at achieving my goal. Can I execute them? Can I physically, at 5 p.m., sit down at my desk, write a debrief, go over my trades, have a look at the strategies execute? Can I physically? Yes, I can execute them. Are they simple? Well, there's nothing more simple than at 7:30 a.m. having breakfast in the morning. If I go through every one of these 8 things, I give that number 1 a tick, and I've achieved my process goal. That's all a goal is, guys. You have an end outcome. Of course, my end outcome is to make a lot of money. Of course, my end outcome is to do my job well. Of course, my end outcome is to, want to look good. But what am I going to physically do to get to that end outcome? How am I going to get to that end outcome? What am I going to do to make it easier for me to get to that end goal? You do that, you're on the path to setting not just successful goals, but actually finally, for the first time in your life, achieving those goals. Now, Tony Robbins sums it up quite nicely. It's all about 1 millimeter, guys. It's all about that one little shift, that one little change you make that'll ultimately get you to achieving your goals. So that's your goal for not just today, not just for this week, but for the rest of the year. Every time you are struggling, you come back to these goals and you look, well, am I still sticking to that process I created? If I'm not, well, surprise, surprise, that's why you're not achieving your goal.